Fuel scarcity. Motorists, commuters stranded in Abuja, other cities. On May 1st, 2024, commuters in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja, and other cities across the country have bemoaned the hike in transportation fares owing to the current fuel scarcity. Daily Post reports that queues have worsened in many filling stations across the country, with Abuja as one of the worst hit areas. While some motorists were lucky to get fuel at some retail outlets for between 700 naira and 1200 naira per liter after hours of squabbles, others were not so lucky as many retail outlets were shut, with their excuses being supply challenges. Findings by Daily Post revealed that the snake-like queues at a few filling stations in Abuja have worsened the traffic situation in the nation's capital and its outskirts as the long queues spilled on major roads, hindering movements, just as thousands of people were stranded at bus stops with transport fares as high as double the former amounts. Although many outlets owned by independent oil marketers remain shut, Daily Post gathered that NNPC retail outlets sell petrol at 617 nairas per liter. Some motorists told Daily Post that they had to painstakingly endure the unending queues and jostling for sometimes 6 hours. Daily Post gathered that the shortage of the premium product saw the black marketers selling petrol for as high as 1,200 naira per liter in some areas of the FCT and its outskirts. Meanwhile, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has threatened to embark on mass action if the federal government fails to take immediate steps to address the current fuel scarcity in the country. The association's Senate President, Babatunde Akintai, in a statement on Monday, lamented that the fuel scarcity has left many citizens, including students, frustrated and helpless. He added, "The consequences of this fuel crisis are dire, with electricity supply remaining unreliable, prices soaring, and essential services paralyzed. Nigerian students, along with the rest of the population, are bearing the brunt of this crisis daily. We demand immediate actions from the NNPCL to resolve the fuel crisis and restore stability to our nation." Speaking during an interview on Channels Television's The Morning Brief breakfast program on Monday, monitored by Daily Post, the national president of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petroan, Billy Gillis-Harry, blamed the fuel scarcity across the country on a supply challenge from NNPC Limited. Mr. Gillis-Harry explained that the supply challenge has not been resolved, however, acknowledged the efforts by NNPC Ltd to solve the problem. He said NNPC has its outlets that they also serve. So if they have some logistics issues, that will possibly be what is internal to NNPC. But as for us, Petroan members, we can tell Nigerians for real that if we have petroleum products delivered to us, supplied to us upon payment for those same products, we will supply them to Nigerians. I would like to correct Nigerians that we, retail outlet owners or marketers as they generally call all of us, are not the reason for this. We do not have any reason not to serve the public, and we are willing to serve the public. All that is required is for us to have petroleum products delivered to us from NNPC, and we will make sure that our retail outlets are open. Some of them are even open for 24 hours. The challenge of logistics is only relevant to the NNPC retail outlets, he said. Findings by Daily Post indicate that as of Monday, transportation fares from Asaka, Adu, and Mararaba, all in Nasarawa State, outskirts of Abuja that used to be 500 are now 800 nairas. Also, from Jikoyi, Karu, and Nyanya now cost 800 naira, as against 500 naira and 600 naira respectively. Similarly, from Lugby, Airport Road, which was 400 naira, is now 500 to 600 naira. Speaking to Daily Post, some commuters expressed their frustration, calling on the authorities to intervene without delay. A commuter, Gabriel Olatu, expressed his grievances while waiting under the bridge in Mararaba for close to 2 hours trying to get a cab or bus to his slash burger. "I have been standing here for almost 2 hours trying to get a taxi to work, but I have not been able to get any. I hate to resume office late, so I wake up and prepare myself for work on time. Unfortunately today, I have been here since 7:30 a.m. It is almost 10 a.m. already, he lamented. Another commuter, who simply gave her name as Agnes, said she paid higher than what she used to pay on transport fares. She said, "Already, the money I had with me cannot get me lunch at work. On getting to the road, the transportation fare is now doubled. This means the limited money I have will be affected again, which boils down to the fact that what we are going through is unbearable." On her part, Mrs. Aisha Muhammad said she will have to trek from the junction where she will be dropped to her house because the money meant for motorbikes has been spent on plying the main road. She begged that the situation be put under control soon because it won't be easy for people to get to where they earn their living. A driver, Sunday Atta, who had been waiting in one of the queues, described the situation as horrific and blamed the government for being insensitive to the plight of Nigerians. This government is wicked and always bent on making us suffer. I do not understand if they enjoy seeing us suffer. I have been in this queue for more than 4 hours and I have not been able to get fuel. I know how much I would have made already, but for the time that I have spent here, I do not know what the problem is again. They said fuel subsidy. Now they have removed fuel subsidy and made us buy the fuel at outrageous rates. Yet we cannot even buy with ease, he said.
It's been over a week that residents of the nation's capital continue to queue for fuel. Long queues at fuel stations resurfaced in parts of Abuja on Thursday last week, with many motorists spending long hours on the queue.
More than 1 hour now. I did. So, a lot, plenty motor day. So some they enter chua, then they collect money. That's why the line is not moving.
The management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited on Thursday had explained the reason for the latest scarcity. A statement by the Chief Corporate Communications Officer says in part, NNPC Limited wishes to clarify that the tightness in the supply of premium motor spirit currently being experienced in some parts of the country is a result of logistics issues, and they have been resolved. However, most fuel stations in Abuja are not selling. Those selling, like this one opposite the NNPC towers in Abuja, has a long queue of motorists who are waiting to buy the product. As the scarcity bites harder, motorists are caught between staying on the queues for hours and buying from roadside sellers, popularly called black marketers, who are cashing out from the situation.
We don't have option than buying all those things these boys sells, because even in filling station they don't agree to sell for us. So the only alternative we have is to get from them.
The situation is not different in Kaduna State, where most fuel stations are under lock and key.
Since yesterday, I've been driving around to find where I can get fuel just for the children to go to school and me to drive around for my businesses. But no success. I just came here now, nothing is happening. I've gone to the other one, there is no fuel. So we are waiting and calling on the government to come out clearly and say what the problem is. Is it that they are no longer selling fuel or what?
For the few fuel stations that are selling, the pump price of petrol is between 670 and 690 naira per litre. Motorists here are lamenting the hardship as many leave the petrol stations in disappointment.
I've been on this queue for almost 3 hours now. The next thing they say the fuel is finished. I feel bad. I feel like if I'm the government, if I'm the president of this country, I will seal up this filling station. Not only this one, most of these marketers, I will seal up their stations, because what they are doing is bad. Not that they don't have this fuel, they have it, but they just don't want to give us fuel.
Some of them say they are at the mercy of black marketers who sell between 1,000 naira and 1,200 naira per litre. As the situation continues, many can only hope that the cause of this scarcity will be addressed quickly to ease the hardship on Nigerians.
Thanks for tuning in to Smart Okason TV show. Keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop getting the latest information happening around. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing. Until next time, keep sharpening and be smart.